Just wanted to give you some updates with regards to what's happening with the people who are looking out for jobs. This is stuff that is not mentioned in the media. Now, you know, I'm always involved in resume rebranding, interview coaching, job and strategy, and personal branding. So people related to these tasks, they come to me, and that's how I know what is happening in the market. They share their problems, their challenges, stuff that they cannot put in the media. So here are some of the common things. One is for the airline cabin crew, these girls now, most of these attractive girls who are, you know, flying and living the high life from first class, business class, really beautiful ones. I mean, they have been trying so badly to get jobs. And those glory days are over, where they can travel first class and they can stay in 5-star hotels and they can eat 5-star food and sleep in 5-star places and take photographs in exotic locations. You know, they were living the high life. And obviously when they're flying, they were meeting all their expensive, rich boyfriends. So now all of a sudden these privileges are all gone. They can't travel anymore. They can't, you know, there's nobody. So most of them are resorting to either having sugar daddies or like one of these girls, you know, this is my client, okay? He showed me the photographs of these girls. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And these are not girls who are showing their breasts and their ass and this and that. Really, I mean, really, like, they look so classy. These girls look so impeccably classy. They look so nice. And straight away these girls are asking them like, I'm coming down, I'm flying down to meet you. I would like to spend time with you and get to know you. Straight off. They don't give a damn you're married, you're single, you have 4 wives. They don't give a fuck. And it's straightforward. It's like the girl is, you know, telling the guy like, you know, you take care of me, I'll take care of you. I was like, whoa. And my friend, you know, this client of mine is a rich guy. They don't care what your age is. You can be 70, you can be 40. But, you know, it's not like they are, it's not like some of them who are going to extreme. Like, I give the example of girls who are ready to, you know, do anything from have sex with animals to eat shit and be gang raped by 17 guys. No, I'm not talking those extremes. If you Google search on YouTube, there's even a Brazilian girl who says, I will have sex with your brother who's 13 so that his virginity can be blossomed or bloomed or some shit like that. It's on YouTube, check it out. I'm not making this story up. So I'm not talking of girls who are ready to do that. I'm talking of girls who just want a relationship with a rich man so that their bills can be paid, so their shopping can be taken care of. And in a way, it's like sometimes you might feel sorry for them, but then you think like, why should you feel sorry? They just want expensive life. They want the good things in life. And it's like an addiction, you know. Just like smoking is an addiction, drinking is an addiction. This rich life is such an addiction. And some of them, they're not ready to accept that it's gone. Those days are gone. I even know of this one girl. She comes from a very poor country, but she is highly educated, very well educated. Comes from a very poor country, but she has been literally trying to get a managerial role. She is expecting like what a cabin crew, 5-star cabin crew, you know, the first class cabin crew gets paid. She is not even getting 1/3 the offer, because the only thing she knows is meet and greet. And, you know, look, she's not a slut or she's not sleeping around. And she has been literally trying to get a job. And wherever she got a job, she realized it was so tough, it was so hard. She's just in a state of depression. Then the other people who have been trying for jobs, literally very highly qualified people, highly qualified, well experienced. Some of them have even accepted, they've scooped up jobs for even half the income. The reason being is some money is better than no money. Some job is better than no job. And then there are those people who said, okay, I'm going back home, I'll start all over again. They have realized how tough it is. It's even worse. For those people who have gone back to their home countries, it's even more worse because none of the experience that you have is of any use in India. You know, let's say for a guy was staying in UAE for all these years, went back to India. Nobody gives a damn. Your experience is like zero. Even these people who migrated to Canada, UK and all that, you know, initially the thrill, oh, I've migrated, yes, now I'm going to get the white passport. It's not as glamorous as they expected. Some of them have to work literally 3 jobs, 4 jobs. In some cases, because of the lockdown, they can't even work. They're just staying at home. They can't do anything. And abroad, you know, there are stringent laws. You can't fuck around. You can't make all claims and position yourself as anything. People will sue your ass left, right and center, you know. So you need to be extremely careful. Then there are those others who tried online business, e-commerce, blogging, positioning themselves as a coach, as a trainer. There are clowns who have positioned themselves as, I'm a coach, passionpreneur, or confidence coach, or motivational coach, or motivaluate coach, or I don't know what all weird names, empowerment coach and life coach. And yeah, that's old. So the different categories of some coach, they are all struggling, absolutely struggling. Even fitness coaches and who are showing their abs and their bum and their bodies and their boobs and this and that. You'll not believe they finally have to resort to, you know, favors for flavors. What can you say, man? See, running online business is not that easy, man. Even people have openly challenged me, okay, I'm creating a YouTube channel, I'll show you. Create. I'm sure you can make better production. I'm sure you will have a better team. I'm sure you'll have better graphics, better audio. I'm sure you'll do all that. But the question is, every day you need to earn money. Where will the money come in from? Eventually, at some point, you'll run out of cash and then you'll be like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck is all this? You need to pay electricity, water, food, internet, your own expense. You don't have all that. It's not easy, man. And even these people who are thinking of, okay, I'll review mobile phones, I'll review monitors, I'll review graphics cards, I'll review new tech that comes in. You need to buy them. If you don't buy them, you can't review them. And if you are going to approach a company and say, give me your product, I'll advertise this, you need to have at least, say, 100,000 followers minimum. Okay, if you're going to say, for my 5,000 followers or 50 followers, the video should be very high class. It should be very high production value. It should reflect the brand of the company, not just somebody sitting in his bedroom. Hey, hi guys, how are you? This is a new, RTX and Nobody gives a fuck, man. Companies are not stupid. They know that you're trying to leverage on their importance. And people took advantage of this. I have social media followers. Give me free food. Give me free stay. People nowadays don't fall for all that bullshit. People have tried. Oh, I have 100,000 followers. I'll make your company famous. Give me a free product. Give me a free service. Give me a free massage. Give me a free stay. Give me free food. They tried. Even on this island, they have tried. I have so many followers. If you give me a free stay, I'll give a shout out to my followers. They say, I give a fuck to your followers. And then they name and shame them if they are persistent or stupid. So it's not that easy. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, man. And I think the biggest challenge people are now realizing is, how do I market and sell myself in a crowded marketplace? How do I do it when there's so much of competition? How do I do it when I do not know what is the salary or what is the price he will ask. I don't know who's the competition, who's the competitor. How do I stand out? Do I just make my CV look amazing, like wow? See, always keep in mind, style over substance, where you're trying to be stylish and show a pose or amazing colors, it works only till so much. During tough times, it's pure substance. And if you do not know how to market, if you do not know how to sell, if you do not know how to stand out with substance, just copy pasting bombastic words and talking all hi-fi stuff, who are you trying to impress, man? What the fuck are you trying to say with verbose diarrhea of sentences and words, responsibilities, and I don't know who the fuck you're trying to fool. Anyway, you see, try, put your bullshit, see if it sells. If it sells, well, hats off to you, man. All you're the man. But if it's not selling, then you seriously have a problem. So overall, one last thing which I want to tell you is be careful of the contracts you sign. Companies know the loopholes in the system. They know the loopholes. They know how to play around. They know what is more, what can be held in the court of law. Labor contract, not your salary contract. You can show emails, you can show verbal communication is nothing. Emails don't have any say. Letterheads, you can have 100 different letterheads. It doesn't mean anything. See, always remember, there's a loophole for everything. And people eventually find out. So yeah, it's been tough for a lot of people. But, if your strategy is proper, right from step one, like in Toyota, they say, do it right first time, every time. Yeah, even if it's a little bit more expensive, it'll save you tons of headache. So if you do things properly, from the way you make your document, to the way you approach people, to the way you communicate your message, to the strategy that you adopt, I can assure you this, you will succeed. That's guaranteed. Okay. So I hope this gives you a bit of insight into some of the challenges people are facing. It's like they say, it'll get only better after it gets the worst, So, but the worst is not yet come. It's still trying to level down. So I strongly suggest you, keep reinventing yourself, keep being better, keep trying and seeing what works. And in the end, just do whatever it takes to succeed. That's all I can tell you, man. Alright, you guys take care. Finished another day, another video. Any information that you have about the Middle East, UAE, GCC, Saudi, Bahrain, Qatar, send it across. I'll communicate the message. Alright? You guys take care.
You know why I want this fucking job? You know why the I want a job? Fucking because I'm the only fucking person who wants this fucking job. That's why I want this job.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.